The best way to show respect for any animal you've harvested is to use every part of it that you can. This heart came from the bull elk I harvested last fall, and I'm going to show you how to make a tasty dish out of it. Now, if you're a little squeamish about blood, you probably don't want to watch any further than this. As always, get some good knives to work with. That makes your job a lot easier. The first thing we're going to do now is quarter this thing, kind of like you would cut up a pepper. Now you can see we've got a little cleanup work to do here. I'm going to remove all the veins, all the blood, and that sort of thing. I'll show you some of the work I have to do. Essentially, it's kind of like filleting a fish, I guess. We're going to go in here and kind of take out whatever needs to be taken out. There's a lot of good meat on here, and none of this is going to be wasted. I have two labs that you can't see at the moment, but they're going to be very happy to get this. This is all going to go into a pot of boiling water, and it will become dog food. It makes it easier when you've got a good fillet knife to do this. So that's the kind of meat we're going to get out of this, and I'll clean it up a little better. So I just filleted the membrane out of that, and I'm going to go in the other direction here and work right down that outer membrane. Here's some more dog food material. A very useful and valid survival skill is knowing how to cut meat. I'm not a professional, but I've managed to completely butcher this elk all by myself and with the help of some friends. And I found this recipe on the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. This is the first time I've ever done anything with elk heart. So far, having no problems. Now, some of the meats today that people don't spend a lot of time working on are the parts that the old-timers would have considered delicacies. If you've never had buffalo tongue, well, you should try it sometime. That was one of the prime cuts on the buffalo, along with the hump. In this heart, you see I've got veins here that I'm taking out, but I've also got a lot of solid meat there. I'm filleting the membrane off. Leaves us with a couple pieces of really nice meat. No fat. I'm going to take this piece, I'm going to show you how to fillet that membrane off in a pretty easy manner. We're just going to cut it this way, almost halfway through, till you reach the point where you're at the membrane. Then we just start filleting. And see, that's come right off. I'll try this again from the other side. And anybody who fillets fish can do this. Incidentally, this is my most used kitchen knife. It's a Bark River Sportsman. I use it for everything. I'm going to try filleting a little more of the meat off of here. Yeah, so I'm not going to lose anything here. This is easy with a good knife. This would be dog food. Now when you get this far, we're going to just trim off some of the extra pieces that we don't necessarily want to eat. Here's where having a sharp knife really works well for you. Another piece of really prime meat. Here's the end result. This is the meat that I'm going to use probably for fajitas or something like that. This is the scraps that will become dog food. All the trimmings from this heart went into this kettle. I've got the blood clots, the connective tissue, etc. I'm going to boil it, and then it's going to become a nice broth for my labs. So that's how you cut up an elk heart. I assume you'd do the same thing for a deer or bear or anything else like that. Don't waste parts of the animal because you don't know how to cook them. Experiment and see what you can do. This is the first elk heart I ever cut up, and I learned how to do it by getting on the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation website. Anyway, we're moving on with this. We'll make something out of it later. This is survivalcommonsense.com. Thank you for watching. Respect the animals and enjoy the hunt.